Ironically, while our own government stays silent about UFOs, some of our old enemies are talking. With the breakup of the Soviet Union, Russian intelligence experts are beginning to reveal what they know about UFOs and about American UFO secrets.
The American program, according to Russian sources, was an active program. We had 40 listening posts created specifically to look for UFOs.
Journalist George Knapp traveled to Russia recently to examine their secret UFO files and gave the Crusaders an exclusive look at his findings. He also met with Colonel Boris Sokolov, who says he studied UFOs for the Soviet Ministry of Defense for 10 years.
They know that we've been intercepting information from satellites. They know that this phenomenon is real, although we won't admit it.
One of Knapp's discoveries had to do with Roswell.
Joseph Stalin called in his top scientists to take a look at the evidence collected from what he called special channels, meaning spies in America.
Russian military experts discounted the weather balloon theory almost immediately. They believed UFOs from outer space crashed here, and the United States was pursuing a cover-up to prevent widespread panic.
According to previously secret Russian files, inside the old Soviet Union itself, 4,000 UFO sightings have been plotted, proof that UFOs are serious business there. So serious, it's hard to believe our own government isn't paying equal attention to them.
They are beyond the question of whether UFOs are real or not. They know they're real. They want to figure out how they work so they can get an edge up on us. What we were told by Colonel Boris Sokolov was that the entire Soviet Union, in essence, was one gigantic UFO listening post. The order went down from the Ministry of Defense. Every UFO sighting, every anomalous aircraft, every ball of light, anything weird in the skies has to be fully investigated, witnesses interrogated, and all of that information was funneled to one central location. Over this 10-year period, thousands and thousands of reports poured in.
Most of them, says Knapp, were studied for military use. He also learned about a chilling UFO encounter at a Soviet ICBM nuclear missile base in the Ukraine in October 1982.
Right before the UFOs decided to take off, the launch control panel at this ICBM base lit up. All the code sequences were entered by some unknown force. In essence, these missiles were ready to go.
In 1975, there were reported overflights of our nuclear installations. Did the Soviets know about that?
I'm sure they did. I'm certain that they did.
Knapp says Russian officials in the late 1980s began deliberately leaking their own UFO secrets.
Well, the Soviets were reaching out to us. We should cooperate, in essence, is what they were saying. We should cooperate on the subject of UFOs so that there isn't an accident that triggers World War III.
All of which makes us wonder, if the Russians can open their UFO files, why can't we?
But I also kept having these recurring nightmares that involved these feelings of helplessness.
For people like Rusty Hudson, who believe they've been contacted by alien life, the secrecy surrounding UFOs is particularly painful.
If I would try to sleep on my back, after a few minutes I would start to have like panic attacks. I'd wake up and just be thrashing my arms around.
Without some openness from the government, Rusty could never put his experience to rest. He and others like him may be the ultimate eyewitnesses to what the government doesn't want you to know. We found others to join our crusade to get the truth out, including Omni Magazine, a respected journal of popular science. Editor Keith Farrell believes an effort at openness should begin with Roswell. With our support, he's issuing a declaration calling for a White House directive declassifying all Roswell files.
Specifically, the Roswell Declaration gives the chance to the public to call for an executive order declassifying any materials related to UFOs or possible extraterrestrial visitors.
Our crusade has also found an ally on Capitol Hill. Representative Steve Schiff of New Mexico is asking Congress's investigative arm to look into the Roswell story.
I want to stress that to me, this is not an issue of flying saucers. This is an issue of government being accountable for information that it has to the American public.
Let's get some hard scientific evidence, look at what we know already, and reignite interest in our place in the universe, in whether we are or are not alone.